You know that feeling, that awful sinking sense you get when you find a message, or maybe it's just this cold gut feeling that something in the relationship is, well, fundamentally off. Your heart often gets it, doesn't it? Long before your mind really wants to process the truth. But the core idea we pulled from the source material today, it isn't really about that moment of discovery. It's about the origin. The research suggests pretty strongly, actually, that cheating rarely just starts with, an outright act of betrayal. It almost always kicks off with this profound internal emptiness.
Yeah, and that's really our mission for this deep dive today, for you to push past those surface level explanations, that they just wanted variety kind of reasons. We want to uncover the deeper, sometimes surprising emotional landscape where infidelity actually begins. We're really looking at those hidden emotional patterns. And what's fascinating looking through these sources is how consistently they point out that infidelity is often less about sex or even, raw attraction. It's far more about craving a very specific type of connection, or maybe more accurately, the painful lack of it.
Okay, let's unpack that, because this is where the source material gets quite jarring, I thought. The consensus seems to be that most people don't cheat because they fall out of love with their partner. They cheat because they stop loving themselves, which, wow, that fundamentally flips the script, right?
Yeah.
From outward blame to an internal failure.
Precisely. Yeah. When someone feels that internal void, that emptiness, the primary motivation shifts. It becomes this really intense craving for validation. They need that quick external spark, something to prove, hey, I still matter, or look, I'm still desirable. But here's the painful irony that the material highlights. The more you chase that external thumbs up to fix an internal issue, the emptier you actually become. That external validation, it's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. You just can't fill it with genuine self-worth that way.
Right. So if the core driver is this internal emptiness, what do the sources say about the early signs? The triggers. We saw some common ones listed, didn't we? Things like, simple boredom, or feeling completely unseen, maybe unheard within the main relationship, and maybe the most insidious one, using an affair like a psychological escape hatch, running from their own loneliness or personal pain. They basically use another person as a distraction so they don't have to face themselves.
And if you pull all that data together, the conclusion becomes pretty stark, doesn't it? Cheating often reflects a broken self, not just a broken relationship. If you aren't whole inside, you simply cannot show up whole for someone else. It's fundamental.
That connects directly to our cultural expectations, too. It feels like we're sold this myth, this idea of perfect love that just happens effortlessly. Yet it seems like fewer people are willing to do the actual hard emotional work needed for real intimacy. We end up chasing those initial butterflies instead of committing to building deep, strong roots, prioritizing that fleeting excitement over something stable and durable.
Which brings us to a truth that's painful but important to voice. People rarely cheat because they genuinely found someone better. That's not usually it. They often cheat because they just stop putting in the effort, either in themselves or in the relationship. They sort of cling to this hope that starting fresh with someone new will magically make them feel new and whole again. But as the sources point out again and again, that feeling, it's temporary. They're just exporting their internal problems to a new situation. It doesn't fix the root cause.
So, okay, for you, the listener, if you've been on the receiving end of this, if you've been betrayed, hear this reframing. It came directly from the sources, and it's powerful. Their choice had almost nothing to do with your inherent worth. Their infidelity speaks volumes more about the profound emptiness than it ever could about your value. Because, think about it, love built on lies and avoidance. That wasn't really love. It was just an escape route for them.
Exactly. And what's vital to remember, even though betrayal is devastatingly painful, is that it doesn't have to define you. It can actually refine you. It's a hard lesson, no doubt. But it teaches you so much about trusting your intuition, about demanding loyalty, about practicing real, radical self-love. And for the person who did the cheating, their path towards actual growth, it requires brutal honesty, facing that broken truth inside themselves head on, no more running.
So before you think about giving up on someone, or maybe even before starting something new out of that feeling of emptiness or desperation, ask yourself this essential question that the source materials really push us towards. Do I truly want someone new? Or do I just desperately want to feel new again?
And perhaps the most enduring finding here, the thing that really sticks, sometimes the connection, the validation, the love you're searching for out there, it's actually waiting right where you left it, inside yourself.